have a long-term contract, and the contractor might end up charging tolls or whatever, but they're responsible for it for a long period of time. I think Georgia's doing pretty good at least in the Atlanta market on DOT spending. But you start looking across the South. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on in Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. It's just kind of flat. I would say that the economics of things in those states aren't as robust as what you're going to get from Florida and Texas and some of the coastal region.
Huh.
And, now to Arizona, I think Arizona's pretty strong, and California's just strong based on the numbers,
Yeah, and I saw that, there was, in Florida, at least in the governor's budget, they were recommended, significant, spending, like $4 million on construction of highway projects, $4 billion. The Fighting for Florida's Future budget. Any idea if that's just, is that actually getting spent yet, or where does that stand?
Yeah, I think they're spending in the range between $4 and $5 billion a year.
Okay.
Just on highway projects, and then the remaining part of their budgets, mass transit and airports, public transportation kind of stuff, and then rail.
So there is a benefit occurring right now in Florida for the aggregate companies. Like, money's actually flowing, projects are underway for a lot of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. If you drive through Florida and in Central Florida right now, the turnpikes all tore up. They're working on it, expanding capacity. The interstate right through Orlando is I think it was a $2 billion project for 5 years, and it's probably only halfway through that deal, and they're more than halfway through the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're only halfway through the completion of the project, and it's a capacity addition as well. And there's some big projects in the Tampa region as well, as well as South Florida. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of capacity is what they're adding, which if you end up having just maintenance, then for the aggregate piece, it ends up being just an asphalt, stone sale. But if it's a capacity addition, then you're building a whole road structure. So there's base material that aggregate producers, produce. There's, asphalt or concrete material that would be supplied to an asphalt or concrete supplier. So it broadens the range of products that are available to sell on a project like that. Mm-hmm. Whenever you're building the whole road rather than just doing the resurfacing.
Got it. In Florida, in terms of market share of aggregate companies, so Vulcan and Martin Marietta, would they still be in the top 5 there in Florida, or any idea?
I don't know if they would. I mean, I think if you look at the companies in Florida, you've got down in South Florida, all total in Florida, there's about 150 million tons of aggregates annually consumed. So you would assume produced, and then and that's consumed. So it produced and distributed in by some vehicle of either rail or water or truck. So half of that is produced in Miami-Dade alone. Mm-hmm. And if you look at most other states, you're not going to get anywhere close to just half of that number that it comes in. I mean, it's and there's only 3 major producers in South Florida. So you got Cemex has a 15 million ton quarry. White Rock, which is a Vasilio and Grogan company, they're out of West Virginia. Mm-hmm. They're a coal company, but they're also a contractor, and that's the largest quarry in the United States for construction aggregates, and it's about a 17 million ton quarry. And then Titan's down there too, and some of these quarries are attached to maybe a tad